I hear the words guilty, and I know that that's a loss. Obviously, the most serious counts that would have landed him in prison for life were not sustained, and so we feel okay about that. But from my perspective, I didn't want to lose any counts. So yes, I'm well aware of the situation, and it never feels good when not only you give something your all and you work as hard as we did to have this outcome, especially when we have been very successful in these cases in the past, but nonetheless, it is what it is. But what I will say is the fight is not over. There's a reason we have higher courts in this system, and we will be taking the case there.
And are you still insisting that he is innocent?
I am, and I'm insisting that because I look at the facts and I look at the evidence, and that's what I believe the situation shows.
But as of today, they are crimes, and a jury convicted him. Are you saying
absolutely
the 5 men, the 7 women were wrong?
I'm saying that the 5 men and 7 women were put in a situation that I think is difficult. I think asking anyone to be the group of people to find Harvey Weinstein not guilty, given the fact that he was convicted in the court of public opinion long before we picked jurors, I think was a difficult task for anyone.
You wrote an op-ed for Newsweek. The judge accused you of doing something that was, he said, tantamount to jury tampering, trying to direct the jury. He told you to back off, essentially.
Well, that was really the allegation of the prosecutor. And, of course, that was never my intention. And if jurors are paying attention to the media, then they are the ones violating the rules. I said nothing in that op-ed that I didn't already say in my closing argument. That was a commentary on the justice system as a whole. It was a metaphorical piece about the way America should view the system, and it was not a conversation to the jurors in any way.
Your tactics in the courtroom, you cross-examined witnesses to the point where one had a panic attack and broke down. Are you comfortable with that?
Her having a panic attack didn't have anything to do with the way that I questioned her. I was very polite. I was measured. I was kind to her. I asked questions that needed to be asked.
She was in uncontrollable tears. Your critics accused you of taunting her.
The critics need to understand that in America we have a system of justice that allows people to be to have the presumption of innocence, to be viewed as innocent until proven guilty, and it is my job to ask questions that are not asked, or excuse me, that were not asked, to ask questions that needed to be answered, and that's exactly what I did. Women are just as equal in society as men are, and women have choices that they can make. And in this situation, there was a lot of manipulation going on, and to claim that Mr. Weinstein was the only one that could be the manipulator is false, and it does not give women enough credit.
So when you're talking about manipulation, now when we heard the testimony of Mimi Haley, she said, he held me down on the bed and forced himself on me. Now, how could that possibly have been unambiguous?
So are you saying that every person that makes these claims must be believed and that there's no way for us to question them? I think that that's an outdated view. I think, frankly, when a woman makes a claim and then the next day gets in a car driven by somebody sent from Mr. Weinstein, then gets on an airplane with tickets that are purchased by Mr. Weinstein, I think we have to look at whether or not the claims of what she said took place in that room actually happened the way she's now reframing them to be.
The jury heard the testimony of those 2 women, and they believed them.
Sure, and the jury has every right to do that, and the higher court will look at it. I respect the jury process, I respect the court system in the United States, and the jury made a decision.